On the southeast coast of Tasmania, there is a world-famous 48-kilometre hike that winds for 3 days through some of the world's most beautiful and rugged terrain. This is the story of two men who couldn't afford the price of this walk, so they went on a nearly identical hike that didn't cost $500 entry. Our first step on the track was on the top side of the beach that you see directly below us right now. Heading down, let's check it out. G'day, we're just heading for a hike down on the peninsula on the Three Capes walk. We're heading to our campsite over there, Bare Knoll. It's Dan and I. Dan's over there. Say hi, Dan.
Hello.
And yeah, see how the trip goes. The problem with going off to pee in the bush is you never know what you're going to find. Ah! Snake! Ah! After a hard 3 hours and 8 kilometres with our 20-kilo backpacks on, we arrived at our base for the next 2 nights. Bare Knoll. Dan, I'm going to have to kill the audio now. Dan had gotten himself a new winter tent, so I was borrowing his old summer one. I didn't go too bad setting it up for the first time. This was also the Virgin Expedition for my sleeping bag and mat, so that was pretty exciting. In Dan's defense, there were these chains on the ground on these setting up locations, and it did take a while to figure out how to use them with our tents. It was time for a quick coffee and a snack before going off to explore the other nearby campground, Wiggly Falls. First, here is a trick for the uninitiated. So here is a very important camping lesson that you need to learn. First, you take a Tim Tam. Here is the Tim Tam here. Then, you get a hot cup of coffee, and you bite one corner, and then you bite the opposite corner, like so. Then you suck it through the biscuit. And what it does is it melts the inside and the chocolate around it, and you've got a soggy biscuit surrounded by melted chocolate. It's pretty good. Next, we went to have a look at Wiggly Falls. It was further away than we had anticipated, and it took about 45 minutes to reach, mostly going through difficult terrain, through some pretty big trees. Upon reaching the other camp, we realised that we were quite lucky with the other location, as here it was damp everywhere and full of mosquitoes. On the way back, we realised that we were done for the day and thoroughly exhausted. Say hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
For dinner this evening, we have some Strive Foods Mexican chili beef. Yeah, comes up pretty tasty actually. It's quite spicier than I would have anticipated. And yeah, Dan had some couscous. And moving on to the ramen next for him. So further to my meal, in the black bottle here, I have some whiskey sourly disappointed. And over here, Dan is having his second course of ramen. Oh, and he's got some mustard greens to go in there. Fancy.
Chinese broccoli.
What Chinese broccoli is it?
Goodbye.
Yeah. Nice. Good morning. It's the lovely camp space. We got through the night with not a lot of sleep, but we got there. At the moment, we're doing up some coffee. We've had some breakfast already. It's about 8 AM and we're about to head off on the walk to where we're going, Dan?
Cape Pillar.
Cape Pillar. All right, cool. Let's go check it out. Today we had an 18-kilometre round trip out to Cape Pillar, but it wasn't so bad. We were only taking our day packs. You can hear the sea off in the distance.
Can we see it from here?
Our first stop was one of the stayovers on the official Three Capes walk, Munro Cabin. The initial view was spectacular. It was surprisingly new and of high quality, only finished in 2020. While talking to the park ranger, we found out that the project took 5 years of planning, 5 years of building and over 18,000 helicopter flights to complete. Each of the 3 cabins around the walk are able to host up to 48 people a night. This one even featured hot water bucket showers. We then proceeded down towards Cape Pillar. Next stop, a large rocky monolith called the Blade. In recent years, there has been a lot of great work done on the track. If you look closely, there are some creative hidden little gems around the place. Here, they have turned the longest section of duckboards into a giant snake.
I hate heights, Chris.
We weren't expecting the climb to the top of the Blade to take so long. The paths were skillfully built into the stony bedrock, creating a high-quality pathway up to one of the most amazing views on the walk so far. Very much worth the effort for this vista. From there, we then headed down to the end of the cape to look over the Tasman Island while we had our lunch break. We then started our 4-hour hike back to the base camp. We even found a little surprise along the way.
A little shanty indeed. So, what we have here is some butterscotch apples that we've rehydrated and cooked up with some sauce, and gonna crumble in some Tim Tam and see what it's like. It's the inside of a Tim Tam here. Biscuits with like a creamy sort of stuff in there. In this particular case, it is caramel, so it should go pretty well together. Good bit of biscuit on top, and a bit of sauce, a bit of apple. Works pretty well. So, for dinner, I have a cheese and vegetable risotto, which actually came out quite nice. And Dan over here has got a chicken pesto and broccoli pasta, which is apparently quite good when you say Dan. So, Dan, tell us what you think of this campsite.
Not too bad, not too bad.
Oh, it was pretty good here, wasn't it? The bathrooms were certainly the best that we've seen. The camp space was pretty good, especially with these like hook things. They take a while to get used to, but
The only thing she's missing is a view.
yeah, there's no real view except for just sitting in the bush listening to the birds, but it's better than sitting at home.
Our last day was a long hike, about 6 hours to Cape Hoy before returning to the car park, all with our 20-kilo backpacks. Our first stop off the day was the Retakuna cabin facility. It was all of the same high standard as the other cabins we had seen, all newly built. Sadly, it was all locked up at the time. We had a long way ahead of us, and there were lots of up and downs along the way.
There's some stairs.
Along the path, there were many interesting things to look at, while taking in all the natural beauty there is on offer. We had a brief stop off to leave our bags before heading out to the end of the Cape for lunch.
You can see all the stairs. That's where we were this morning. We came around, down, up and all that. lunch over there. Then we're climbing that hill over there again, so we can go into that bay over there, get back to the car and go home and eat some cheeseburgers. Woo! Cheeseburgers! Lots and lots of rain. So, let's get to it. Onwards, Daniel! Onwards! Mush! Mush! Emergency raincoating. The rain just hit, but it's pretty. We have one final real climb to go once we get to the bottom of this one, which is over here. As you can see, the snake track going up. When you slow down to a crawl going up, you really notice the stonework. First climb. There are some stairs, and I think Dan's done. But we've still got an hour to go to get back to the car. So we just got our backpack on. It hurts, and now we're going back to Fortescue Bay, and then we're home. I think the theme of this walk is stairs. That's all it is. Just an endless array of stairs.
Overall, this was one of the best walks that I have done. I would highly recommend that you go out and do it. I would also suggest giving the paid cabins a go, as they are really nice and seem to break the hike up nicely into 3 nights, as opposed to our 2-nighter. Thank you for joining me on this journey that took over 75,000 steps, or 50 kilometers, to complete. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like more content like this. Have a great day.